What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm MTG Budget Brew, and today we're playing Midweek Magic. This week's event is Edge of Eternities sealed. Open 6 packs and add basic lands to make a 40-card deck, then play against other players as much as you want. This event is Phantom. Cards you draft are not added to your collection. If you don't normally play Midweek Magic, you should give it a chance because the reward for getting 3 wins every single week is a mystery cosmetic. However, it is a timed event. It only takes place Tuesday through Thursday. And as you can see right here, sign up ends in 16 hours and 22 minutes at the time of me recording this. Anyway, I am not much of a limited player, so let's get this. These are the rares that we opened in our sealed packs. Not loving it. Got a lot of different colors going on. Sliver Overlord would be really hard to utilize. And the fact that one of our rares is a land is really a bummer. All right, let's see how the rest of the card pool looks. Oh, right. I'm not much of a limited player. However, I do use Untapped as a deck tracker. They have their Draftsmith, which gives you deck recommendations. And I'm assuming that this number to the right of the deck listing has to coincide with like the power level of the deck. So I think we're just going to build Sultai. Just build this deck. Does it tell? Oh, okay. I see how it works. Here you can see it tells me how to add the cards. Add 2 down here, add 1. You go to the next page. Add 1, add 1, add 1. All right, that's every card added. And then here for the lands, it tells me to cut down 1 island, go up 1 forest. And all right, that is it. Down here you can see it's got a little green check mark. And this is the final deck list that Untapped recommend that I use. If we take a look at the stats for the deck, we have 15 creatures, 8 non-creatures, an average CMC of 2.9. 30% of our deck is blue, 26% is black, 43% is green, 4% colorless, 1 multicolor, and then we have 17 lands in the deck. So let's see how it does. Okay, first opening hand, only forests. This can give us a little bit of mana fixing. I guess we'll just keep it. I don't want to go down to 6 cards on our first game. Chances are we probably draw into a non-forest land. Game wanted to prove me wrong before I could even say that. Oh, perfect. Easy day. Wasn't even worried. Top deck the swamp, so now we can play the Virus Beetle. Our opponent's gonna have to discard. This guy is a 2-mana 2/1. When it becomes tapped, draw a card, then discard a card. All right, no big deal. We are going to offer the trade. See if he takes it. Probably won't. So we connect for 1. Our opponent is also playing Sultai. What a copycat. Ooh, there's our 3rd color. Very nice. When it enters, create a lander token. Pay 2, tap, sack it. Search your library for a basic, put on battlefield tapped. And he's got a 3/3. It's not great for us. We're gonna play Intrepid Tenderfoot. It's a 2/2 that we can pay 3 mana and then put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Activate only as a sorcery. We're probably gonna do that for a couple turns. Oh, never mind. So our opponent just played a 3rd creature, which turns on our Lash Whip Predator. We're not gonna block. Yeah, he's 3/3. This is a 6 mana 5/7 that costs 2 less to cast if your opponent controls 3 or more creatures, and it has reach. And our opponent just played another creature. Ooh. Means that we could cast this right now. However, that's 3 blue mana up, which is very suspicious. I'm going to cast Tractor Beam instead to try and bait out a removal spell. And we'll tap you. Tractor Beam, it says enchant creature spacecraft. When this aura enters, tap enchanted permanent. You control enchanted permanent. Enchanted permanent doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. It is surprising to me that we did not get countered there. He only has 2 cards left in hand. He had discarded a swamp. Activating the lander. Oh, he's 4 or 5 colors. But no counter spell, no removal spell out of him. And now he no longer has 3 creatures for us to cast the Lash Whip Predator at a discount. It is not great, but we can recast it. We could recast it right now. But I'm still paranoid. We're just gonna try to cast this. Could I have warped it? Warp, you may cast this card from your hand for its warp cost. Exile at the beginning of your next end step, then you may cast it from exile on a later turn. We should have warped that. I'll make the Virus Beetle a 2/2. Swing it. Opponent does nothing. I don't know what he's saving all this mana for. Ooh, there's a removal spell. Okay, it wouldn't have killed our Lash Whip Predator, but I'm still happy to see it gone. Still doing nothing. We're gonna go for the Predator. It sticks, that's great. As long as he doesn't top deck a removal spell, we should be able to apply a lot of pressure. I'm hoping that whatever 2 cards he has in his hand, they're just nothing. It's just more land or something. All right, we're just gonna swing with our Lash Whip Predator. Our 5/7 connects. That's a good start. We're gonna cast Dauntless Scrapbot. When this enters, exile each opponent's graveyard, create a lander token. We are going to crack that immediately. Was our second most popular color? I think it was black, right? Oh, you know what? I should see if we have any double pips. We have 1 double black in the deck, so we're gonna grab another swamp and end the turn. Okay. I think we're in an okay position. Hell yeah, and that's 1 victory down. Man, 4 colors is really ambitious for Sealed. Like, really ambitious. Wonder what his game plan was. I don't know, but that's 1 victory down. That is 1 prize that we get to claim. The reward is 1 card, and the card will be at least rare. So let's see what we get. Hearthborn Battler, 2 in a red for a 2/3 Lizard Warlock with haste. Whenever a player casts their second spell each turn, this creature deals 2 damage to target opponent. Interesting card. Let's go into game number 2. Okay, this opening hand I think looks better than our last one did. Got a nice turn 1 into turn 2 play. After that, we might have a lander to be able to find more land after that. And we've got our top end. We've got 2 5-drops for our top end. It's pretty good. Play this. Play out the Beamsaw Prospector. Connect for 1. End the turn. If our opponent plays Big Threat, we can sack our Beamsaw Prospector to Embrace Oblivion to be able to destroy their creature. But it might not be necessary. We connect for 3. Our opponent has done nothing yet, and I am a-okay with that. Nice. Ooh. Let's see. Selfcraft Mechan. When this creature enters, you may sacrifice an artifact. When you do, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature and draw a card. Do I want to do that? I don't think so. This 5/4 void at the beginning of your end step. If a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn or spell was warped this turn, you draw a card and lose 1 life. Or you can play this. Ooh, this has ward. Let's get out the Harmonious Grove Strider. Currently a 4/4 with ward 2. Its power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control. Right, let's see here. This is an artifact. Human Artificer. Trying to think about whether or not I want to kill this. I could kill this, sack off the Beamsaw Prospector. Because I want this lander token, I think. Right? Kill that. I could sack this off, go grab an island to just use with this. Or instead, I tap this. Auto pay. Tap an untap permanent I control. I can tap this. When this enters, we get to sack the lander token, which is what I wanted. Put a +1/+1 counter here, and then we get the draw. And we swing for 5. That sequencing, it hurt my brain a little bit. Our opponent's down to 11, and they have nothing on their board. So I think we're in a pretty decent spot. Okay, to get a 3/2 and a 1/1 blocker. This is one of our rare cards, Sothera, the Super Void. 4 mana legendary enchantment. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent chooses a creature they control and exiles it. Oh, wow. At the beginning of your end step, if a player controls no creatures, sacrifice this, then put a creature card exiled with it onto the battlefield under your control with 2 additional +1/+1 counters. That is some card. Let's tap down Forest. Do I want to play this? I do. Cast this. We're going to tap this down. Swing with our 6/6 because his creatures can't contest it. He probably chump blocks with a 1/1. And that will trigger our Titan. We will get to draw a card and lose 1 life. Yeah, if he doesn't get a board wipe soon, I think we're just going to win. We got their 3/3 back. It's fine. We got a 4/5, a 5/4, and a 6/6 that's about to become a 7/7. I think we're fine. And if we play the Super Void before we swing, even if he chooses to double block something, we're still in like, we'd still be in like a really great spot. Could make a lander token, but let's just get this down. Oh, I can just cast this too. Ooh. 7/7, 4/5, 5/4. Yeah, swing out. Opponent had enough. Yeah, our board looks really good. Really good. Putting out a lot of pressure. Our opponent was really doing a whole lot of nothing. What do they cast? Like 3 spells? Oh well, that's a second victory. That's 2 games right there. Hell yeah, 2 for 2. All right. Our second reward is still 1 card. Card will be at least a rare. Let's claim it. Got Hostile Investigator. 3 and a black for 4/3 Ogre Rogue Detective. When this creature enters, target opponent discards a card. Whenever one or more players discard 1 or more cards, investigate. This ability triggers only once each turn. I'm not that impressed by it. I've never been huge into using clue tokens. Very rarely do I build a deck that utilizes cards that create clues. All right, all we need is 1 more win for that mystery cosmetic. Let's see if we can go 3 for 3. And if so, man, I might recommend that people use Untapped for sealed and or traditional draft, because the deck has not let us down so far. This is a lot more of our mid to top end. We don't have a play until turn 3. Opponent's going first. We get an extra draw. I think that's okay. Oh, perfect. Top deck on 1 drop. It's just that easy. It's just that easy. Then we got a 3/4/5 curve. It's a 2 drop, but I don't think we can cast it. We can. We do that. Perfect. This Pollinator is pretty nice. Gene Morph. Imago. Image. Oh. Well, I was going to read it, but now it's gone. It was a 2-mana 1/3 flying landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, target creature has base power and toughness 3/3 until end of turn. If you control 6 or more lands, that creature has base power and toughness 6/6 until end of turn. Dude, that would have been super cool. We would have been swinging with a 3/3 Gene Pollinator. That would have been a good amount of pressure. Okay, we can cast this. We can warp this. We can play you. If I warp here, we counter there. We can still use this. Pretty nice. Yeah, using our warp creature and tapping it down to give us access to blue mana after we warped it in. That's pretty nice. That's pretty good synergy. Now we have this 1/1. It is a mana dork. You can tap to add a blue, spend that mana only for an artifact spell, or you can tap, add double blue, spend this mana only to activate abilities of artifact sources. All right, we got another land. Let's see. Opponent just drew some cards. They're probably heavy in removal. I'm just gonna play out this card because they already know we have it. Make our flyer into a 2/2, and we will swing out for 4. Setting our opponent down to 14. Play out a Beamsaw Protector. Then they warp this guy. Put a +1/+1 counter on the Beamsaw Prospector. They might have removal here, though. And if they are about to use removal, then the Beam Saw Prospector, when it dies, would create a 1/1 token. They instead use their Warp creature. Okay. No big deal. We can clear his board if we want to. Target creature you control gets +1/+1, gains vigilance until end of turn, and deals damage equal to its power to target creature and opponent controls. I think we just do this. You get a lander token, but I'm not that concerned about it. We connect for 6. We set him down to 8. And next turn, we can drop a big boy like Voidforged Titan. 4/4 Death Touch. As long as you control an artifact, this creature gets +1/+0 and has Death Touch. Kinda wish still had that removal for this guy. See, if I play this and swing... Actually, yeah, let's do that instead. We're going to play the Super Void. We're going to swing with our 3/2. He either takes the 3 damage, or he blocks and then has to sack off his own creature. And then, yeah. And then we're still just in a great spot, because that will trigger this. Which says, at the beginning of your end step, if a player controls no creatures, sacrifice the Super Void, then put a creature card exiled with it onto the battlefield under control with 2 additional +1/+1 counters on it. He's going to have to block and give us a creature soon. Ooh. Interesting. Or he board wipes. He's going to take a creature back. How do you work? Did he just kill himself? He tapped for 7. X equals 6. 0-point ballad is X and a black. So, yeah, X equals 6. Destroy all creatures with toughness X or less. You lose X life as X is 6 or more. Return a creature card put into a graveyard this way to the battlefield under your control. I don't think he fully thought that out. I think he might have maybe played a little bit too fast. He either read this card too fast and ignored the you lose X life part, or he was playing too fast and didn't realize that his life total was that low. Kind of weird, but either way, that's 3 for 3. A dub's a dub. We'll take that. That was weird. That was a weird way to end this. But hey, 3 for 3. The untapped, what was it, Draft Smith thing? It worked well. It worked well. We got 100% win rate thanks to that. So, let's claim our victory reward, and it was just a card style for Hydroponics Architect. That's going to wrap up this video. So if you haven't played Midweek Magic before, you should give it a shot. Sometimes it's a lot of fun. Is this week especially fun? You play with Edge of Eternity cards. You don't get to keep them. You get one shot to draft well or to open up your sealed packs well. And that's kind of it. But I still think it's worth it just for that small chance at hitting a really good and cool cosmetic. With that said, if you liked the video, you should like the video. If you liked me, the video, and you like MTG Arena or just Magic in general, then you should consider subscribing to the channel, because that will allow you to get more of all 3. And I hope to see you guys in the next one.